My name is Jeremiah Grossman, and I'm the founder of the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu Smackdown. Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is a martial art mostly designed for self-defense. The strategy is that you close the distance on an opponent, bring them to the ground where any advantages in strength and size can be nullified, and that you can end the fight with a series of different submissions, which might be joint locks or chokes. But the idea is that with very little effort, very little strength, you can use your technique to end the fight. Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is practiced all over the world. It's really for everybody, whether you can be as young as 3 or 4, as old as in your 70s and 80s. And the great part about Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is you don't really need any special physical attributes. You don't need to be particularly athletic or strong or anything like that. What you need is time and dedication, which is why it's really grown in popularity over recent years. The Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu Smackdown got started as really just an outing at RSA, where Chris Hoff and I got together and we're training Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. And after the conference, he said, why don't we just go to a local academy and take a class and have a good time? And that was 8 or 10 years ago by now. And then every year at RSA and after BlackHat, after the conferences were ending, we would invite other people to come with us who wanted to train or try it out. And over time, it grew and grew and grew to really a large event that we cater to those who are first timers all the way up to black belts and everywhere in between. The Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu Smackdown that we hold at BlackHat is really where we go over the top. Now, the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu Smackdown name, it sounds a bit more aggressive than it really should. We kind of meant it as a tongue-in-cheek kind of thing. But what it really is, it's a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu class where we have really high-end instructors teach us moves, where we do warm-ups, we teach new moves, we drill the moves, and then we spar together. The whole experience is a lot of fun, it's very educational, and it's really perfect after you're done with a lot of conference talk. You don't want to really go to yet another party and want to get on the mat, get sweaty, and meet new people in a completely different setting. At the Smackdown, you can expect everybody from chief information security officers, hackers, analysts, reporters, marketing people, sales people, engineers, programmers. What really binds them all together is they're part of the information security industry and have a desire to learn Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu or have an overall love for it. And there's a lot of people in the industry that really got their start in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu by attending our Smackdowns, and then they went back home to their home city and started training at a local academy. And every year they come back and we see them improve, and that's a really great thing. I highly recommend Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu to just about everybody, but especially those in the computer security industry, because so much of what we do and the concepts of what we work with directly apply to Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. And what many have said before is that Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu actually makes them better computer security people. So it's good for the body, it's fun, it's interesting, and when you come to one of these Smackdowns or you go to a city and you want to start training with some of your coworkers and colleagues in the industry, this is a physical activity where you can do together and have a great time at. Our last Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu event was our best ever, biggest ever. 50 participants from all over the world, all learning Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Of course, we had newcomers, we had black belts, and we got to be instructed by former world champions and some active UFC fighters if you follow mixed martial arts. Everybody had a great time. It was a perfect end to a great conference. So if you're in the computer security industry and you want to give it a shot, you can take a class at a local academy in your city, there probably is one, or get in touch with us at either before RSA or before BlackHat and register. Newcomers, of course, welcome, and we invite everybody to come and have a great time.